Good day. We are here at the Belize Botanical Garden with Mr. Freddy Tut, and we'll be discussing some of the major economic plants of Belize. The first of these plants that we'll discuss is the logwood plant. Freddy, can you tell us a little bit about the logwood plant, about the structure of the plant, and about some of the importance logwood has had to Belize?
This is one of our littoral plants which usually are found around the coastal plains of Belize, along the Belize River. These plants usually are found around wetland areas. These are some of the plants that are used for construction, and because they are one of our hardwood trees, that could be one of the major uses, like for houses and fence posts and other little uses around, like domestic use. These plants are also abundant, mostly where you have a lot of like salt contents, like around the coast.
Okay.
So most of the time you won't find them in the inland, like Bradley Forest. These ones are very scarce.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the importance of logwood to Belize?
Okay, this logwood tree is one of our valuable plants because these ones were used most of the time for the dyes when the British were here. But for us now, it's one of our major ones that play an important role, especially in our wildlife, dealing with the ecosystems, because a lot of plants have an important role to play with animals as well, especially with birds that are attracted by the flowers, bees, all these little insects that usually depend on the nectars. Every time these plants are flowering, this is a very important source for their food as well.
Okay.
Okay, so this one's for us in nature, it's one of the main plants that feeds a lot of our butterflies, bees, birds around the coast as well.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Thanks, Freddy. Again, we'll talk again about the logwood economic history of Belize. Logwood as an industry was started in the early 1600s in Belize, and this caused a lucrative period in the industry to occur between the early 1600s and the 1770s, when London merchants were able to decrease the prices of logwood because they had bulked up an oversupply in England. The low period occurred for a time and the industry rebounded. However, in the 1850s, synthetic dyes, which could replace logwood in the British woolen and cotton industries, were discovered by a British scientist by the name of W.H. Perkin. This new discovery caused a decline in the industry, and basically the discovery of synthetic dyes was the beginning of the end for the logwood industry in Belize. Although at some point the French wine industry was importing some level of logwood for use as a colorant in the French wine industry. Freddy, can you tell us a little bit now about the scientific information about logwood?
Logwood, as we know it, is the common name for this logwood tree, and the family is Fabaceae, which includes beans, guanacaceae, and many other common trees we have in Belize. So logwood usually have compound leaves, and they also bear yellow flowers, which help a lot in the ecosystems around Belize because they produce a lot of food for birds and other little organisms like butterflies and other insects. This plant here, Hematoxylin campechanum, would be the scientific name for logwood. Hematoxylin was also used for the dye name when they were using it. Nowadays, they refer to it as hematoxylin whenever they use it in the laboratories as well. So hematoxylin has also been used in other countries as the common name for this tree. Logwood trees also, they tend to have like a very distinctive kind of growth. Like they are always concentrated in colonies as well. They're found mostly, with the male and female plants together. So they produce, good vital seeds as they could reproduce in other wetland areas.
Okay. All right. Freddy, can you give us a demonstration of the color of the logwood dye? As we see, the logwood tree produces a red dye, But if this dye was exposed to air, the oxygen in the air, it would take on a dark purple color. And that was the color that was really attractive to the British upper class at the time.